Hey, if you wanted to know what in the heck is going on with the AMRs, where are we at in our progress? What are the numbers? And continue to just be on the journey with Sarah and I. You're listening to the right episode of the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast. And you may be getting tired of it. And you're like, Steve, enough of the AMRs, annual mortgage reviews. What? Let's do other things. So you'll notice I've been sprinkling in other podcasts, but I'm going to continue the story because we're in week 4 of the consistency of the annual mortgage review. And you got to hear these numbers. Sarah and I were talking just this morning about it's not busyness, it's effectiveness. And as one of the strategies, so you're looking for pillars of business. And what I believe in 24, it's agent partner relationships, going deeper with the bigger producers and really leveraging strong, true partnerships. And number 2 is activating your past client database and making sure you're in position for refis. So here's our numbers. In the last, we're talking about the last 3 weeks and of complete numbers. So it's actually 3.5 weeks. As we're recording this, there's 2 more days left in this week. And I got to tell you, Sarah's going to have to hustle. She's only had a handful of these AMRs. And she's like, if it takes me doing Saturdays again, I'm going to get them. And I know you will. But let me just tell you the results of where we're at in the last 3.5 weeks. So 171 outbound calls, 65 talk tos, and these are to our past clients. So that means 38% of the time when we called 10 past clients, 4 of them picked up the phone. So 38%. Out of the 38% we talked to, 91%. So if we talked to 10, 9 out of 10 booked in for an annual mortgage review. Sarah, that number is amazing. Like it, and so I want everybody to hear it because this isn't like calling agents. These are people that are answering the phone. And then when they have a conversation with you, 9 out of 10 of them book into an annual mortgage review. So 91%. And here's what's crazy is out of the 91% that booked, 76%. So that means probably what, 8 out of 10 of the scheduled actually showed up. And then here's what happened is if they showed up, 20% of them moved into a refinance ready. And I got to tell you, those numbers are great. Like Sarah, I'm sitting here because it's 171 outbound calls, 65 talk tos, 59 appointments set. In 3.5 weeks, you've had 45 annual mortgage reviews, of which 12 of those moved into a refi-ready consultation. And listen, what happens is out of those 12, 10 are in a position to refi. So Sarah, you and I were talking about our average loan amount's about 300,000. And so you're put in 3 weeks the ability over the next, I don't know, several 30, 60, 90 days, as the markets continue to flex and ease up and the payments get to the right spot, you literally have an extra 10 loans for $3 million in the pipeline ready to pull the trigger. It's not a bad 3 weeks.
No, yeah, I'll take it. It's a pipeline
Well,
business.
well, and you and I were talking about this too. We're only 171 outbound calls in. We got 1,500 people in the database.
Yeah.
And so whatever your database is, if you could realize, man, 38%. So like, look, I'm going to call 100 this week. Great. You're going to talk to 38. 91% will set up an appointment. 76% of those will show up. 20% of those should be moving into your refi ready consultation. And about 18% will actually move into your pipeline where you can get them refinanced.
Hmm.
And so when you start thinking about the activity as simply math, Sarah, that's where you take the fear, the anxiety, the anxiousness out of it. And it's like, I did
Emotion,
my, what'd you say? Huh?
the
Emotion. Yeah.
emotion.
Well, and look, and I hear some people, they're like high fiving because you and I talk to a ton of great loan officers every
Yeah.
week. And I hear them high fiving, and some of them are like, dude, I just can't, what if I fail and don't hit my numbers? You and I are sitting here on a Thursday with only having, and look, this week was rougher for you. It's like,
Yeah.
you made a lot of outbound calls. You only talked to 8 so far, 4 appointments set, 3 are kept. You got to go get 8 more appointments. And it's not even Thursday. Today's Friday morning. I'm thinking it's Thursday. It's Friday morning. You got today and tomorrow to go get 8 more appointments. But I love the fact that it's like we're doing whatever it takes, just like
Yeah.
so many people listening. So, all right, talk to us. What you thinking today?
So I think that number one thing that, and it's funny because I was talking to our pre-approval specialist, shout out to Karina, and I was talking to her about it this morning. And one of the things that has really brought me to a realization on these AMRs is the fact that we're not doing it for today. So I just want to encourage everybody. This is a pipeline business. Like this
Yeah.
is not something, and it could be correct,
Yeah,
right?
we've put
We
loans in the
have, we've
pipeline.
got
Right now,
one.
we have them in the pipeline that are refi that came out of this.
And it was fantastic, but
Yeah.
what people have to realize is that you didn't get an agent and they converted to sending you a deal and you closed it right away either, right? So you
Yeah.
have to have perspective. And a lot of times it's really having that mental strength to talk
Yeah.
yourself through this season, if you're in a
Yeah.
season, where you're like, hey, I this is a pillar. This is how do pillars start with a foundation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing on these calls, on the encouragement that we're providing, is we're building a foundation of something that is going to hold up a business, a
Mm,
sustainable business.
yeah.
This is our residual income, y'all. This is our money where we're going to really thrive in our
I
business, where
love
we
that.
aren't going to have to wonder, when am I going to get my next commission check, or do I need to start doing Uber Eats on the side? Like, we don't have to have that trepidation and that
Yeah.
fear. This is actually giving us freedom to
I love
really
it.
do what we love doing. I had a great client, one of your previous clients yesterday, call me, and she reaches out to me every day now to tell me what steps she's taking to help make
Come
things
on,
better.
man.
And her
What?
insurance, her policy doubled,
Yeah. Hey, because
double.
that, I mean, that's the other thing too that and it's so fun. I mean,
It
when you look at
is.
it, we're just helping people achieve their life of freedom. And you're able, and we're still seeing about 45 to 50% of the people you're talking to, there's some kind of savings, whether it's
There
insurance or
is.
taxes or there's
And
something
and
in
it
there.
just took a call to her existing agent to
Yeah.
say, "Hold up, I
Yeah.
didn't agree to this $3,000 a year policy you put me in. I would
Mm,
like something a little bit lower." Because when she closed, it was 1,500, 1,400,
wow. So it's
and so
doubled.
it doubled, and she had
Yeah.
no idea what that meant. She didn't know her escrow account. And one of the funny things she said to me was, she goes, "Sarah, I really hope they're paying you well to be doing all this for me."
I love it.
And I told her, I was like, "Look, Kelly, the number one thing you can do for me, can I
That's
ask
it.
you? Can I
Do
ask
it.
you?"
Do
And
it.
I said, "Please, can you tell me if you have a friend, family, or coworker who needs help? If anybody needs assistance with this." She's like, "Sarah, I tell everybody,
I
you have
love it.
no idea." So yeah, this is making not just a difference for us, but it's making a difference for these families.
Agreed.
And it's across the board. It's not
Yeah.
just maybe our 1,500 a month to 3,000. We had one gentleman who bought an $850,000 house, and he had no idea that his property taxes and his insurance had just skyrocketed, and that
Yeah.
he hadn't filed his homestead exemption. So everyone is in the
Yeah.
same boat, and I encouraged her because she kept apologizing. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I keep calling you every day." And I said, "No, that's what we're here for." I'm like, "Look, you're not alone. There are
Yeah.
so many families in a very similar situation as yours. So you're not the only one." And I told her the numbers. I was like, "We've made close to 200 phone calls this month, this
Yeah.
within the last 2 weeks." And this is a very common story. So
Yes.
keep
Hey, and you know what I love
going.
too? You can take that back to the agent that referred to us, and then you're even going deeper with that agent of, hey, I just talked to, the insert in the client's name, and I just love it. That touch the lead, touch the partner. You know what it's doing? It's making this business full circle about relationships and being intentional. The biggest difference is that we're just being intentional. We're being intentional with adding value. We're being intentional with who we're calling. We know it's a math game. So if we just play the math numbers, we're going to get the results. But in the meantime, we're making an impact in the lives of the families, the homeowners, the agents that referred them. I mean, heck, you've even been calling the listing agents that originally were on the deals, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how smart is that? Hey, let me go back to this though. So in 171 calls, you've currently put about 10 transactions in our pipeline that will at some point close probably in the next 90 days. And we're going to keep everybody updated because I don't want it to seem like a pipe dream and, oh, yeah, it's a future pipeline. Nope. We got deals that are in process right now from it, but we've also got deals that are 90, 120 days out. And listen to this, if we just continue this, because we're at 10% of our database. So let's say every month we get through another 10%. You're talking about every month the potential of adding $3 to $4 million extra in the pipeline over the next 8 months. We figured out it'd take us probably what 8 months to get through our whole
Right.
database at the pace we're currently at. And what I just love about that is I love what Greg said, man. Purchases to survive, refis to thrive, and it
Hmm.
goes back to just being intentional. These people are going to refi with somebody. The question is, are they going to refi with you?
Right. Yeah. And that's it, is just positioning ourselves and making us top of mind.
That's it.
Additionally,
Ahead
I've
of the
started
servicers. Yeah,
Absolutely. Additionally, I've started to create videos, more content.
I
Shout
love
out
it.
to Kyle Draper. He's just like, Sarah, you've got to do more videos about this, you know?
We love our boy.
And he's right. He's right. We have to be again in front of the curve on this. And the
Yeah.
one other thing that I want to point out here is, I cannot, there's one thing I've noticed that it stands out the most out of doing this, and it absolutely doesn't matter that I wasn't the original loan officer on the transaction. I say my script, my design conversation is, this is Sarah Cox, part of Steve Kyles' team. We closed 123 Main Street for you in 2021. How are you? Like,
Yeah.
I have to hurry up and get it out there
Get
because
that
they're,
out. Yeah.
yeah, because they're about to like click,
Hang up on me.
yeah, and then they say, "Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we worked with Steve." And I say, "Okay, great. Well, we are first of all so thankful for your business. So thankful that we had the opportunity to take care of you and your family. I just want to lead with that. And then second, we've been calling all of our previous clients to reach out and make sure that you have an opportunity for us to schedule an annual mortgage review. We don't do it right now. It's going to be later on this week. How does tomorrow look for you?" And then they'll tell me, and then I'll say, "Listen, this has been we have already seen 40 to 50% of our previous clients find some savings, and they're substantial. So we want to take a look at your mortgage statement. If you can email that to me ahead of our meeting, along with a homeowner's insurance policy, that way we can take a look, and then we'll pull up your property taxes."
I love
And
it.
for those of you who aren't familiar with property tax searches, I will tell you, it is the easiest thing to do. Pulling up the county, fill in the blank, Tarrant County property tax payment.
Yeah.
That's it. Whatever your
Yeah.
county is, and then property tax payment.
I love
Pull
it.
that up, orient yourself on it if you aren't familiar with it ahead of time. But once you pull it up, you could see exactly how much was paid, who paid it, when they paid it, when that check cleared. I mean, it tells you everything. I mean, the county
Yeah.
is very, very transparent on that. And clients don't know this. This is
Yes.
like our little silver bullet, that they have no clue how to check any of this
Yeah.
information. And so
And you had
that's it.
found where tax bills were paid double, some weren't paid, some had way massive overages in escrows. I mean, the savings has just been amazing, and I absolutely love it. It's just a
Me
gift.
too.
So,
It really
yeah.
is. And it's a gift to the families,
And you were
the
telling me yesterday,
relief.
your clients, Steve, like me more than they like you.
Well, yeah, no, it was
Yes.
like that. My
Yes.
clients have been like, "Oh, hey, Sarah, it's good to hear from you." But yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. And I was
Yeah.
like offended, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like,
All
Steve,
of my clients are
all your
saying yes.
clients, all of your clients are like, "Oh my gosh, yes, how urgent is this? Do I need to do it right now?" And I'm like, hold on. Let's get you scheduled."
Well, you know what you're proving. It just doesn't matter. Even for a
Doesn't.
listener who says I don't have past clients, or I've only got 10 or 15, or I was talking to somebody earlier. She's only been in the business a year. She had like 36 clients, and I just said, well, go back to look through your phone. Who would you invite to your family? Call your friends and family. Hey, I'm in the business. I'm off, one of the things I'm doing for my past clients. And I thought, why am I not calling my dear friends and family? Is I'm doing an annual mortgage review. Let me see. I like throwing that 40%. Hey, we're seeing 40 to 50% savings up front. That's why it'd be great to do an annual mortgage review. Maybe we can save you money in your current mortgage situation, but it's not reserved to just past clients. It's to your friends, family, coworkers, people that have a mortgage, they could realize savings. So
Yeah.
so good, man. It's
Yeah. And
just
then
it's the strategy that's going to take this year to make it exceptional.
the one thing too that I just want to caution everyone on, and Steve, we've talked about this too, is the fact that we have got to stay focused on our foundations.
Yeah, yeah,
Our foundation is the daily success plan. If you're just
yeah.
catching this, you don't know what the daily success plan is. It is literally what it sounds like. It is a daily plan for success. And I cannot emphasize that enough because I can feel it. It's almost like
Yeah.
when you're in a routine of working out or something,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh man, I didn't work out today. Like I can feel when I missed a day or if I
Yeah.
didn't do all my calls, and I'll let Karina know. I'm like, girl, hold me accountable. I got to make those calls today because I missed half of them yesterday. So we got to
Yeah.
stay consistently focused
Hey,
on
this is
the
what you do
days.
after it. So it goes back to
Correct.
like you don't miss your Monday agent calls. You don't miss Just Ask Tuesday calls. On Wednesday, guess what? AMRs because it's database. And then Thursday's pre approved and looking. It's what you're doing after you've made the calls when you got margin. What we're trying to do is fill in the gaps with the right activity that gets immediate results because we know this. We're building a pipeline that's going to fund, and that funding is going to continue to advance and scale and accelerate the vision that God's given us for our team and our groups. So,
Yeah.
hey, and listen, if you're listening today and you say, what's the DSP? Freedomplanningcall.com. Freedomplanningcall.com. Myself, Carl, Kristen, one of the team members will jump on and we'll just show you what the DSP is. I know as you were just saying that, I thought, man, well, if somebody's listening and says, hey, what is it?
Hmm.
Freedomplanningcall.com. 45-minute best investment you'll make in your career, but we'll show you what it is. Hey, and then another thing, if I offered this a couple weeks ago, Sarah, and it has been fantastic. If you want to book a time with me, and it was funny, I jumped on calls this week. I have had probably 6 to 8 calls a day
I
with
know.
people that said, "Hey, I want to hear what you're doing with the AMR. I want to hear what you guys are doing. Maybe some strategic conversation. I'd love to do it. Go to meetupwithsteve.com, meetupwithsteve.com. And the funny thing is, Sarah, I've had them, they're like, I thought maybe it would be your assistant. I can't believe it's you. We're going to talk. And I'm like, no, 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 it's me. We got 30 minutes. I'm
Let's
excited.
go.
I want to hear what's going on in your business. The reason Sarah and I are, Sarah stewards my business on the day to day, and we're just a great team. And what I get the opportunity to do, and what I'm really good at, is being able to hear where you're at in your business. What are the challenges you currently have, and then helping you with the strategy on that. So, if that's interesting, you want to book in, I'd love to grab 30 minutes. Meetupwithsteve.com, meetupwithsteve.com. Jump in a call, and I'll be happy to talk to you about your business, the annual mortgage review. Several people jumped in and I gave them the PowerPoint that we created, Sarah, with all the talking points.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
while we're on the call, I literally just email it to you. And so do it. Would love to talk to you. Love to help you in your business. If you want to know more about the daily success plan, go to freedomplanningcall.com. If you want to know more about the AMR and what we're doing and have me look into your business, go to meetupwithsteve.com. So, Sarah, I think we did it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last encouragement for
Yeah,
everybody
do it.
is that, and Craig Rochelle said, like, I'm always quoting Craig Rochelle,
He's a beast. I
but
love
him
him.
and John Maxwell, they have an amazing podcast. They had an episode together. One of the things that he said, I hope this resonates with somebody because it really meant a lot to me, was that failure is an event, not a
No.
person.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you're on in a struggle season, you feel like this it hasn't worked out for you maybe as well as the numbers that we're representing, don't let that define you. Like let that just be an encouragement to you are making a step. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly. You just got to get started.
I
And
love it.
that's it is, just remember, separate the two and keep moving forward.
All right. Hey, well, you closed it out for me. So you already said it. Hey, remember this. You say it.
All right, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started.
See ya.